What's good, YouTube? Welcome to the Ballers Club. It's your boy BallOrFallBird, the one and only Mr. Ballafall, the one and only Mr. Do It All, the one and only Mr. Everything Under the Sun will get done because your boy is best beyond. Listen, man, I want to go ahead and get straight into today's video, straight into today's topic of keep your standards high. Do not lower your standards, do not lower your expectations, and most importantly, do not settle for less. And the reason why I really wanted to make this video is because I feel like out of all the videos that I've recorded today, all the videos that I'm going to record today, this is probably the most important topic. And the reason why I say this is because I know that if you clicked on this video, if you read the title of this video and you clicked on it, then you're somebody that's already chasing a higher purpose. You're somebody that's already chasing a higher calling. You're somebody that's already feeling like there's more for you out in the world. And the reason why I feel like this video is so important is because, as I always speak about, I know that, when we're chasing our life's purpose, obviously if you're a part of the BallOrFall family, then I know you're chasing your life's purpose. But whenever we're on that path, as I always say, life can beat you up, man. And I know that, going through the struggles of life, going through, what life will take you through whenever you're trying to chase your purpose, I know that a lot of times it will have you feeling like, damn, like maybe I need to settle for less. Maybe I need to, maybe I was aiming for this car, but I'll settle for this car. I was aiming for this size house, but I'll settle for this size house. Or, whatever the case may be, I wanted to reach this many people, but I'll settle for reaching this many people. And the reason why I say this is because it's not a sense to tell you guys not to be thankful, not to be grateful, not to, thank God for the blessing that we have in our life. But whenever we have a calling, whenever we know that we have a purpose in life, it's for a reason. And I don't feel like we ever have this strong intuition to chase a higher purpose or chase a higher calling if it's not for a reason. And a lot of times it's like I always speak about, that devil on our shoulder, that, that little voice in our head that'll try to tell us to settle for less. And, going through life, life will beat you up so much sometimes. Life will, you're trying to chase this and, it done took you through the ringer and you like, man, like, maybe I should just settle for this. Maybe, you know what, I wanted that, but you know what, this is fine. And the reason why I say that we can't settle is because the fact that we know that we have a higher calling, the fact that we know that, our purpose and our calling in life is bigger, is the reason why we know that we're going to have these rough times. We're going to have these hard times. So in my head, it's always a reason to go a little bit harder. And that's the reason why we can't settle for less. We may be making up a plan to go after our goal, and we'll be like, you know what, if I never reach this goal, and that's a problem right there, because why are we settling for less? Why are we already thinking ourselves out of it? Why are we already preparing to not be able to reach our goal? Why are we already trying to come up with a plan B? And that's why sometimes, me personally, I really do respect the people that always say, I didn't have a plan B. And that's because they had such a strong faith. They had such a strong intuition in the fact that plan A was going to work, and plan A had to work by any means necessary. And that's the reason why I feel like we cannot settle for less. That's the reason why I feel like, we have to go for what we know that we really want in life. Like a lot of people will, just say, oh, I had a good life. Oh, I was able to, be comfortable, or I was able to, just get by. And I feel like a lot of times, when life has, put that beating on you, we will settle and we will just accept what life gives us. And like I said, it's not to say don't be grateful. It's not to say don't, be thankful for the things that we have in our life. But if you know that your calling is higher, if you know that you can achieve so much more in life, if you know that you can, become somebody of super high meaning to this world, super high meaning to your family, super high meaning to all the people that you plan on impacting, then why would you ever settle for less? Why would you ever stop? And it's so important to me that I get this message across to you all, because I remember times in my life, I know, like, I mean, even honestly, just recently, like, I'm like, with this YouTube stuff, with, trying to blow up as somebody that's, I want to reach millions and millions of people and, be able to help millions and millions of people, when I'm only getting 40 and 50 and 100 and 200 and, I'm at 299 on one of my videos. It hasn't always reached 300 views yet. But, when you have the plan of reaching hundreds of thousands and millions of people, it can be a little stressful sometimes when, you only see, oh, well, this video only got 5 views, but that's where you can't too much always pay attention to the numbers, because as I always said, and as I made those other 2 videos, it only takes one video. It only takes one shot. You're only one win away from your whole life changing. Those were 2 videos that I really felt, really called to make, because it's something that I'm constantly reminding myself of. And that's why I know that I can't settle. That's why I know that I shouldn't lower my expectations, because I can always say, you know what? I'm thankful for the people that I've helped. I'm thankful for the people that have subscribed to my channel. I'm thankful for the people that, watch my videos consistently and have become part of the BallOrFallBird family. But I'm not satisfied with that. Not when I know that I want to reach millions. Why would I settle at, having 150 subscribers when I know that, I can be on everyone else? It's millions of other people, it's thousands of other people and content creators who, talk about topics and have millions of subscribers. Why can't I be one of them? And that's why I know that I can't settle. That is the reason why you should know that you can't settle. When you see somebody else, a lot of times, we get these goals in our dreams, and, we have those, anomalies in life, or those, that special person in life, where I personally feel like I'm a special person. I personally feel like, why can't I have that? Or maybe I'll be the one to come up with a new idea. And the reason why I say these things is because a lot of times we get our goals, we get our aspirations, we get, the things that we want in our life from seeing somebody else maybe have it, or seeing somebody else, or maybe even wanting to be the first person that has it, or the first person to do it, or the first person to attain it. And, we see these people, and a lot of times that's where we draw our inspiration from, and my main thing with that is, if they can do it, why can't you? Why not you? Like, give me 10 reasons why it can't be you. And maybe then I'll consider telling you, okay, maybe you should settle for less. If they're real enough, if they're important enough. But honestly, I would never tell anyone not to go for their dreams if somebody else has definitely been able to accomplish it. That's number one. If somebody else has been able to accomplish it, I would never tell you not to go after your dreams. If you want a Lamborghini, it's thousands of, probably millions of people out in the world that have Lamborghinis. What makes you so different that you can't achieve that you can't attain that one day? If you want 1 million subscribers, or you want to have your own TV show or movie, or whatever the case may be, you want to be the number 1 doctor in the world. Somebody else is the number 1 doctor in the world right now. Why can't you claim that spot? All it takes is hard work. All it takes is, unstoppable effort. So when I see these things, and when I think about these things, I just, I really want to make sure that I get the message across that, we can't settle for less. One thing that I always heard was, if you shoot for the stars, you'll at least hit the moon. So that's to say that even if you never was to achieve your life's purpose, even if you never were to achieve the thing that you wanted most, you can get to this spot. You can get to the moon and jump from the moon to the stars. That's what I took from that quote. That's what I took from, that saying. If you shoot for the stars, you'll at least hit the moon. But I'm not stopping at the moon. I'm going to jump from the moon to the stars. I'm going to make sure that, okay, this is where I landed at right now, but I'll be able to get to that. At least I made it to this part. And so like I said, like, that's really my own thoughts on that. That's really what I feel about that, because like I said, I know a lot of times when we're chasing our purpose, when we're chasing, our vision in life, when we're chasing, what we feel like is our higher calling, a lot of times we may have that idea in our head that, okay, maybe I should just settle for less. Maybe I should, I've had a good life, or I've had, enough success, and just settle from there. Like I said, it's not to be ungrateful. It's not to be, not thankful for what we have in our life. But if you got a goal, if you got a dream, if you got a vision, if you feel like you got a calling in your life, why not go after it? We only got one life. A lot of times, people say YOLO, you only live once, but that's the reason why I feel like you should definitely go after your goals. That's why I definitely feel like you should go after your dreams and your aspirations. Like, why settle? So, like I said, man, I just wanted to make this video. I feel like this is probably the most important topic, because like I said, I know that life will beat us up sometimes, and that little voice in our head will try to make us seem like, okay, maybe I should just settle for less. But man, I'm here to tell you, dog, like, you cannot settle for less, dog. If you're still here at this point in the video, man, comment a 7 in the chat, man. The 7 is the number of completion. And when we achieve what we really want to achieve in our life, we will feel complete. And within me thinking about that, man, it's just like, continue to join the BallOrFall family, dog. Like, I appreciate everyone that's in this family, dog. I appreciate everyone that's, joined the family. Y'all give me the inspiration not to give up. Y'all give me the inspiration not to quit. Y'all give me the inspiration not to settle for less, because as we continue to grow, we grow by 3, 5, 7, 10. I think my highest amount of subscribers that I've gotten a day was like 15. I want to break that record. But I know that that's going to come with the work. I know that that's going to come with me making a video where I can, maybe I get 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers in a day. So like I said, I just think about these things, and I really just want to make sure that I made this video, just to let y'all know, man, don't quit. Do not settle for less. Do not lower your standards, and keep your standards high, dog. So, like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for coming to the Balls Club today. It's your boy BallOrFallBird, the one and only Mr. BallOrFall, the one and only Mr. Do It All, the one and only Mr. Everything Under the Sun Will Get Done, because your boy is blessed beyond, man. And I will see y'all in the next video.